Time to hear from the reason that we're all sat in this room today. And looking around this room, it's hard to think how we've come so far from just a dream in a jam jar. So our lives are full of happy, fun-loving people working together to fulfill that dream. And I have the privilege of working pretty much in Susie's pocket every single day.
Aww.
And every single day I'm reminded of that dream when I see her dedication, her passion, and love for the company that she has. And what's so motivating for me is that the more people that join our family, the more determined and driven she is to make it better for all of us. Not her, but for us. She often says to me that you guys have trusted us with your livelihoods and your family's futures, and we have to do everything we can to make sure that your dreams come true, and in turn, so will ours. So getting up for work isn't really hard for me at all, and like so many others have to slog it, not for me at all. We make achievements every single day with our goal of helping you guys and your dreams come true, and that really does come from the heart of the business, and that is Susie Ma. She's a force to be reckoned with, superhuman in many ways, but she's most of all warmer than ever, and I wouldn't like to be beside anyone else's side. So please, give it up for Susie Ma!
Oh, what an introduction. Thank you. Oh. I am so proud of our ambassador family. Seeing your accomplishments and celebrating all of your successes on stage right here has always been the highlight of all of these events for me. And through my many years of watching so many of our ambassadors develop, I have seen an extraordinary number of personal successes being accomplished. Everything from achieving your tropic career goals, to being able to spend more time with your family, to being able to afford dream holidays and houses, and securing financial independence. So I hope that you'll agree with me when I say that success is everywhere in our Tropic family. Woo! But as with all industries, you only really ever hear about the successes, right? So here are some interesting facts. In our direct or social selling industry, did you know that 2 out of 3 new consultants stopped being active after just 6 months of joining? Now, that could be for numerous reasons. It could be that they didn't enjoy it, they didn't have time for it, they lacked the motivation, or they found it too difficult. And in an industry where you are your own boss, that's absolutely fine. And it's for every individual to make a decision on what they want to do with their own business. I'm just glad for those ambassadors who joined Tropic that they at least gave it a try, and that they're using healthier products on the back of it. And you can also compare that stat to one found in Forbes magazine, where they discovered that 9 out of 10 startup businesses fail. And so it's just the nature of the world. Success is absolutely everywhere, but in relative terms, it's extremely rare. And that's why we celebrate it so much at these events. Now, currently on the Tropic system, there are 11,000 registered ambassadors. 8,000 of those ambassadors have placed an order within the last 12 months. And this is the number we usually refer to. And in this room today, there are 1,400 of you. And you've traveled from all corners of the country in your glam gear to be here. So I bet that you don't want to be that 2 out of 3. You want to be that 1 in 3, to build a successful Tropic business, where that success is defined by you. So success to you could mean doing a pound for a month just to share the Tropic products because you're passionate about them. Or it could mean to earn a higher desired income so that you can achieve whatever goal or whatever dream you have. But either way, I bet that you're here because you want to build an even more successful Tropic business. Am I right? Am I right? Great. Well, that leads me onto my speech, which is the 3 steps to success. And it's what everyone does when they achieve any goal. And actually, you've all done this, these 3 steps, whether you're aware of it or not. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, but it's not always easy to execute. Are you ready for it? Okay, so first of all, put your hands up if you have a goal. Any goal at all. It could be a goal related to Tropic or something completely different. It could be a fitness goal. It could be a holiday goal. I can see some hands not up. You must have a goal. Do you have a goal? Yes, good. Everyone's hands are up. That's great. Thank you. So that's step 1 out of 3 ticked. Because your first step to success is to dream it, to find a goal that is worth stepping outside of your comfort zone in order for you to achieve it. Because if your goal doesn't require you to step outside of your comfort zone, then you've probably already done it. Outside of your comfort zone, fear of failure kicks in, and no one likes to fail. And so you need to find a goal that means enough to you, that is a strong enough pull against the force that's trying to keep you in your comfort zone. Now, starting a business as a 15-year-old schoolgirl was so far outside of my comfort zone. But it was what I thought I needed to do in order to achieve my goal of helping my mum to pay the bills. Now, I love my mum. I think she's somewhere in the audience. She's my best friend. There she is. It's my mum right there. She's my best friend and the most important person in my life. And when I was 15, my desire to help my mum was far greater than my fear of wanting to stay in my comfort zone of just being a normal teenager. And so your first step is to dream it, to find a goal that is worth stepping outside of your comfort zone for you to achieve it. Step 2 is simply to believe that you can achieve it. Now, it sounds cheesy, but actually there is a scientific reason for this. At the base of all of our brains is an area called your reticular activating system, or your RAS for short. It works to filter out all the unnecessary data so that you can focus on what you perceive to be most important. Because at any given moment, our senses can detect tens of thousands of pieces of data. Everything from the sound of your breath, to the beating of your heart, to the color of the ceiling, to the color of the eyes of the lady sitting next to you. But not all of that data is important. You don't need all that data, nor can your conscious mind process all of that. So your reticular activating system in your brain will only bring to your conscious what it thinks you are most interested in knowing about. So have you ever noticed that when you're really thinking about something, you start to notice it everywhere? Or, while women tend to notice changes in hair and makeup, guys don't? Actually, Carlton always notices my hair every time I get that done. Well, the exact same thing also works for your belief system. And your brain will help you find data to confirm your beliefs simply because you're focused on them. So have you also noticed that people who say, "I'm always late," are always late? Like Carlton and I earlier on this morning. And have you also noticed that people who say, "I can't get bookings," can't get bookings? Well, that's because your reticular activating system will always find data to confirm your beliefs. And then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that you can't do something, then your brain will pick up data to confirm it for you, that no, you can't do it. And then you believe it even more, and so on and so forth. So it becomes that self-fulfilling prophecy. Conversely, if you believe that you can do something, your reticular activating system becomes a powerful tool. It has the ability to pick out data from your subconscious and bring it to your conscious mind as presented opportunities to really help you. So have you ever had those moments where you're really focused on making something work and you believe you can find a way, and then just convenient, unexpected opportunities pop up? Some call it manifesting what you want. Some call it the laws of attraction. But really, it's just your reticular activating system getting to work. Now, when I first started Tropic, I had bought my body scrubs. I bought all the ingredients to make them. I bought my jam jars. I filled them all up. And I realized that I completely run out of money for my stand. I had nothing to demonstrate my body scrubs with. And I started noticing all these things around me that I never noticed before. For example, the pack of tongue depressors on my GP's desk, which was perfect for scooping out my body scrubs with, so I asked if I could have them, and I took them. I also noticed the big box of sports water bottles in the corner of my school gym that's been there for years, growing, all dusty with cobwebs, and I noticed that, and I took them again, because they were perfect for washing my cousin's hands with. I even started noticing just how articulate and persuasive some of my friends were. And so I recruited them to work for me at markets around London as I was at school. Now, I believe that life is all about picking up those little opportunities that lead to big accomplishments. So your second step is just to believe that you can achieve it and let your reticular activating system do the hard work for you and find those opportunities for you. The third step is to work for it. You knew it was coming. Find a way to make your goal work and then just go at it. Things will not go perfectly, and there will definitely be plenty of failures along the way. But just keep going, figure out a new way to do this, and don't stop until you have done it. Ensure that you focus your actions on things that are in your control. Only you can make your goal work. If you depend on anyone else or a certain circumstance to make your goal happen, then it's never going to work. In my first 6 years of Tropic, I was in full-time education alongside my business. And I had made every excuse under the sun for when things went wrong. But I very quickly realized that the only person that was going to make any of my dreams come true, which were to get excellent grades, to be able to afford a property, and to be able to pay my own tuition fees, the only person to make that happen was me. There was no time in life for excuses. I just had to make it work. And so it wasn't the really difficult subjects. It wasn't the bad weather or the tube strikes. It wasn't the unjust market managers who wouldn't give me a good spot. And it wasn't even the moody customers that wouldn't stop to try my body scrub. I just had to try harder. I just had to study harder, to put more hours in, to improve my sales pitch and improve my products, and then just smile relentlessly at those moody customers until they stopped and tried my scrub. And so that's your 3-step formula to success. You all knew it. It's to dream it, believe that you can achieve it, and then work for it. So I now want to share with you something that I am terrible at. And I mean really, really terrible at. And that's with fitness and physical exercise. Now, some of you in this room may have already noticed that my reticular activating system, the RAS part of my brain, is focused on the fact that I am terrible at fitness. And so I probably have plenty of evidence to back it up. And I do. Growing up in Australia, I had to participate in a lot of sports. The Australians loved sports. I could never understand why. And I was usually last in every race, especially running. I really hated running. And when it came to being picked for team sports, it was always between this big chubby kid called Daniel and tiny skinny me that would be the last two to be picked for any sporting event. And we just sit there, just looking at each other in pity, going, oh, who's it going to be the last one this time? It was horrible. And everyone, my teachers, even my parents told me I was just no good at sports. And so growing up, I convinced myself that my body wasn't built for strength and exercise. I made excuses for my short legs, my tiny frame, my probably weak heart. And so I decided not to participate in any of the things I wasn't good at. And so as a kid, I didn't ride bikes with my friends. I didn't go to any of the school ski trips. I didn't participate in any of the extracurricular sporting events. Nor did I do Duke of Edinburgh with all my friends when I came to the UK. And as an adult, I've tried to get into fitness. I've tried everything from going to the gym to doing Zumba, yoga, fitness apps, all the things that are supposed to be fun to get you back into fitness. And yeah, they would last a little bit, but I would never carry on. I've had gym memberships for years where I would only go a handful of times. And every New Year's resolution, I make the goal to be stronger, to be fitter, but I never carry on with it. I've always viewed my body as weak, and I accepted it. And besides, my fiancé Rob over there, he's pretty strong. So he carries all the heavy stuff anyway. So I never wanted or needed to get out of my comfort zone. I lacked motivation, and I lacked belief in myself. But then, about 4 months ago, everything changed. I was at the Sunday Times Fast Track 100 Awards with Carlton in a room filled with like-minded, inspirational entrepreneurs, a room just like this one. And it was a day absorbing all the wisdom from these incredible CEOs of major British companies. And of course, the award ceremony, where we won Emerging Brand of the Year. And then one of my other business heroes, thank you. And then one of my other business heroes, don't let Lord Sugar hear this, Richard Branson, announced and presented the most incredible and the ultimate networking opportunity. It was an expedition to Morocco with him, his daughter Holly, and his son Sam, and any other willing entrepreneurs, where we would spend 2 days mountain biking 150 kilometers, mainly uphill, across the foothills of the Atlas Mountains, followed immediately by 2 days climbing 4,176 meters in altitude up the tallest mountain in North Africa, Mount Toubkal. Temperatures would vary between 30 degrees to freezing, be rocky and desert terrain, and we'll be camping in Berber tents along the way, accompanied by donkeys. And when he presented this to us, he asked people who were willing in the room to stand up. And I was one of the very few entrepreneurs in that room to stand up. My heart was pounding with excitement. The thought of going on this enormous feat pushed me so far outside of my comfort zone. But finally, a goal that was worth it. I wanted to broaden my business knowledge and my vision, to make new connections in business, and to learn to propel Tropic even further. And so I set my goal. I was going to go. And I thought, okay, I've got less than 4 months to do this. But if 60-year-old Richard Branson can do it, then so can I. So I made myself believe in myself. And for the first time in my life, I made myself believe that I was capable of such strenuous physical activity. And I was so excited. I went out, I spoke to all the right people, I got my training plan together, I bought my protein shakes, I even went out and bought myself a new pair of trainers and booked myself mountain biking lessons. Got my helmet, got my gear, everything was ready. And I will never forget my first time mountain biking. I drove for 3 hours to the Forest of Dean in Gloucestershire. Does anyone know where that is? Woo! Very popular mountain biking spot. So I drove for 3 hours out there, and I rode out with my instructor and 5 others in our class. And after just a few minutes of riding my bike, a little bit uphill towards the trail, I had to stop to rest, sit on the floor, and eat a cereal bar. My cardio was that bad. It was just a few minutes of riding uphill. And then once we got out onto the trail, our instructor wanted to test our ability on the mountain bikes. And he said, just go on the trail, do a couple of laps, let me just see where your level is at. I was pretty confident. It's like, okay, I'm ready. And I realized that I had zero ability, because the moment that I got onto my bike, after just a few seconds of being on it, I had fallen off. And I was actually going downhill, didn't understand my brakes fully, and braked so hard that my bike stopped, but I kept on going. So I tumbled over the front of the bike and smashed into a tree. And luckily, I was wearing a helmet and knee pads, but at that time, I had badly bruised and scraped up both my elbows. I had really big bruises on both my palms and huge bruises on my thighs that covered the entirety of the front of my thigh. And the worst thing was, when I fell to the ground, I skidded over something that was sticking out from the ground, like a tree root or a rock, and I had this deep graze across the side of my stomach. It was awful, and I was devastated. So what was supposed to be a full day learning how to mountain bike so I can go on this incredible expedition turned out to just be a few minutes, and I had to drive 3 hours back in the car, leaving the course early. And I was truly devastated. And, I knew at this stage that I had work to do, but I hadn't realized just how much. And I was so disheartened in the beginning that the very next day, I had immediately organized for my will to be written, just in case I died on the trip. Now, I've actually written my will now, just in case, but at no point at that stage did I think that I wasn't going to do the trip. I was still going to do it, even if it was going to kill me, literally. Sometimes in life, you have to embrace fear and failure in order for you to succeed. And so I gave myself 2 weeks to fully recover. Actually, some of you came to the HQ visit during the end of my recovery period, and I was hugging you like this because I was in so much pain. But I gave myself 2 weeks to recover. I assessed where I went wrong, which was obviously my instructor didn't realize just how little I knew about mountain biking. And I tried a few different routes to make my goals work. And so over the course of the last 3.5 months, I have worked out for 2 hours every day, 5 days a week. I have climbed Mount Snowdon up the most difficult path. I have cycled from London to Brighton for 5 hours. And I have improved my running from 5 minutes to now 2 hours. I can mountain bike along some pretty technical trails. And I can also, from my quad strength, improve it from just 40 kilos of my leg press. I can now leg press 200 kilos. I carry the heavy shopping now. Yes, Rob. So I feel pretty good right now. And yes, I am exhausted. My body is in so much pain, even right now. But I know that next week, when I fly to Marrakesh, I'm going to be ready to conquer that mountain. I'm going to be pushing my physical abilities to new heights and hopefully gaining some inspiration along the way to help me to become a stronger leader for all of you, to build an even stronger and better business. And I can't wait, actually. Now, ladies and gents, my main goal and the ultimate mission at Tropic is to give you all the means to accomplish your dreams and inspire you to make a difference in the lives of others. Seeing all of you accomplish your personal successes through your Tropic business gives me more fulfillment than anything else. So I promise that I will do everything I can to make Tropic the very best business for you all. And we'll never stop getting better at what we do. We'll keep on improving and learning, expanding, empowering, and climbing mountains for you all. And I will ensure that our already exceptional products becomes even more so, that our exceptional family grows even closer, and that our exceptional ethics always uphold. So enough about my goals now. Let's talk about yours. If anything that my experience has shown is that you and I can do anything. So dare to dream and dream big. You only live once. So what do you want? Do you have a fitness goal like me? Do you have a house goal? Do you have a holiday goal? Perhaps a lifestyle goal, a career goal? What do you want? What is worth stepping outside of your comfort zone for? Chances are someone else has already achieved your goal. So if they can do it, why can't you? Have that positive mindset to believe that you can achieve it. Program your mind for success, and then persevere until you get there. Remember that you are the star of your life. Only you can make your goals work. Take control and make the most out of it. Because if you don't choose what your goals and what your life path should be, then someone else will. And if there's a way that your Tropic business can help you along your journey, then take full advantage and embrace it. Take advantage of all the opportunities and incentives that we have to offer, and be that 1 in 3 in our industry. And so dare to dream it, ladies and gents. Believe that you can achieve it, and just work for it. You can do anything. Thank you.